You're listening to the Business Breakfast, very nearly at the weekend and very nearly about to welcome a very special guest into the studio. This is the point I pick up a coffee and go for a bit of a walk, right?
Not at all. There's a little clip there that says Gilly 2. Play that and it'll give an idea of who's coming up.
There you go. That's the 100. Adam Gilchrist has just destroyed this England attack, and doesn't he love it? He really does love it. This means a lot to him and to the Australian team.
Well, there are two England fans in studio at the moment. We're about to be joined by one of their great tormentors. And I use the word great, with many reasons. He is an ICC and Sport Australia Hall of Famer. Brandy, Gilly 1, let's go.
Oh, he's gone again. This one will be out of the ground. Well, we thought the last one was big. Adam Gilchrist says, I can do it even better.
He can do it even better, that's for sure. Three-time Cricket World Cup winner. He is, of course, the former captain of the Australian cricket team, a game changer, one of the greatest wicket-keeper batsmen, all-rounders of all time. But you know what? You can put all of those titles to one side, because the one he's most proud of, he's the ambassador of the University of Wollongong, and that's why he's here in Dubai. Gilly, always good to see you.
Yeah.
Thanks very much indeed for joining us on the Business Breakfast.
Absolute pleasure. Great to see you. Great to be back in Dubai. It's been way too long. Everyone's got their pre-COVID stories, haven't they? But unfortunately, I was locked in, not locked out of Dubai, but locked in my own country. Such were the border restrictions in Australia. But finally got back here, and we've recently, in the last 12 months, opened up a beautiful brand new campus for the students here. You know, it's 30 years that the University of Wollongong has been here in Dubai. We were the first foreign educational operation to come into the UAE. We had 8 students that year, and now we've got 3,500. So we're really proud of that. And we love and thank the students. We know there's a lot of choice out there where to go and garner your education. So we're thrilled to be able to provide that, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be back here.
Wearing the colours loud and proud today. A lot of people will ask the question, a man that played 96 tests for Australia, over 280 ODIs, broke records left, right and centre, a man who made his name in the world of sport. Why accept the ambassadorial role for the University of Wollongong? What's the connection between the two?
Yeah, I think a lot of people go, why would they get a washed-up cricketer to be the brand? But no, we do have a connection, my family actually, with the uni. My brother is alumni. I was, like most younger brothers, following in an older brother's footsteps, so I was enrolled at the uni after I finished Year 12. I'm from a family of teachers. Mum and dad are both teachers, or were teachers. They're retired now. 2 siblings who are teachers. So education and the importance of it have always been at the forefront in my family and my life. So even though I was very eager and aspirational to pursue a cricketing career, I was aware of a need to make sure you keep an eye on education and if the opportunity arises. So I deferred my first year when I was offered a cricket scholarship. So that was that fork in the road moment. Okay, I'll go and give cricket a go and see where that leads to. And 20 years later, it led me back to the university. So they asked me to come on board as an ambassador, and it just was like hand in glove. It just made sense. That the uni at that time, the Australian-based operation, had a bit of a view toward India about wanting to forge partnerships and relationships there. I get it. Take a cricketer with you to India and you garner a crowd. But like most things over there, if you walk in, you can get indoors on the back of being a cricketer, such as the passion for the game there. But if you don't, and you have your photos and do your selfies and all that at the start of the meeting, but if you don't have an offering of genuine quality or a relationship, partnership that is genuine in its integrity and intention, that's all it is a photo opportunity. But fortunately, we've been engaging with India for 15 years now, and on the back of the success here, and we do have a bit of a global footprint, we've just this week opened a campus in India after 15 years since our first sort of step into India as an organisation. So it's fantastic.
I've just seen that, yeah, and as you mentioned, one of the first foreign domestic campuses to be opening up over in India as well. Hosted cohort of students with a number of different programmes, and it looks like it's opened up a few opportunities for you. Did you ever expect when you first picked up a bat and a ball all those years ago that you'd be ringing the bell at the Indian Stock Exchange to start trading?
No, that's right. That's something that I didn't know would be on my radar. But what a thrill, what a buzz. And, I've seen all the movies and you see all that and you see the news and, watch the business updates. And without being a foreign exchange or a trading expert, it was a buzz to be there. One of our professors actually launched a book that day at the National Stock Exchange in India and around corporate finance. So it was wonderful to be there and have that honour to do that. And fascinating.
Look, I mean, obviously, cricket has opened doors for you, ambassadorial roles, with the University of Wollongong and with other companies out of Australia and other parts of the world. You've moved and made a great success of your work in the studio and the commentary box and moving into the media. Not all cricketers have that natural progression into the media area, and also as a director of a number of companies as well. Is there a sort of proven path for life after cricket for professional cricketers at the moment?
No, I don't think any two pathways are the same. Even though more and more opportunity now to stay involved in the sport, be it in a broadcast sense, given that there's no longer is there just one commentary box and that's all it is. There's multiple commentary teams, be it in broadcast TV, radio, streaming, everything, multi-language broadcast. And then with all this franchise cricket that's around now, the opportunity to be involved in coaching or the support network around teams. So there's a lot more opportunity to stay involved in the game. But I think when I reflect on my journey, it was just a case of just having eyes wide open, even in the prime of my career where it was all about trying to be the best cricketer I could be and achieve success with a very highly skilled, talented group of people around you. Still just, seeing where opportunity was, meet people. If I had sponsorship arrangements, try to offer much more than what they expected to get to know businesses and the people within the business more than just being a product endorsement. And it's just relationships. And it was amazing how by the time I finished, what I will say, I still don't know what I'm going to do when I grow up. I promise you that. But I've always wondered that. But it meant when I finished playing, the landing, as they say, it can be soft landing or a hard landing, but I had a really nice transition because all the bulk of those partnerships I had, I continued on. Some, like with the University of Wollongong, has now been 15 years. I was with a foreign exchange company that went for 12 years, of which I sat on the Australasia board. As I say, I'm no foreign exchange expert, and I was told that I was going on there to ask the dumb questions, and I fulfilled that part of the bargain really well. But the experience around a boardroom, around business structure, and we know there's so many analogies that that cross between sport and business and life in general that can be really, really helpful.
We talk about those all the time, the parallels between leadership, you were a captain of your country as well, leadership on the field, the decision-making of a pressure inferno like a game of cricket as well. I mean, as you go through your journey at the moment, are you seeing more and more links between the two, parallels?
Oh, most definitely, yeah. There's all the common values and everyone talks about, a lot of people talk about culture of teams and businesses, and it's appropriate. But I mean, what is culture? It's just the behaviours of a group, I think, and the values, carrying out and living out the values that are important to a group of people. So whether that's business or sport, or at home in your home environment, or your friendship group, or in community in general. So, but I was blessed to have some wonderful leaders to play under and learn from, both captains and coach. It made for a terrific experience and transitioning those learnings into my life now and trying to pass them on to my children or young students at universities when I'm talking with them. It's really fun and I think important.
Listen, I know there's a lot of listeners and viewers out there on the show this morning who will be desperate for me to ask the question, who's going to win the Cricket World Cup? You will have to tune in a little later on, all right? Chris and Robbie have had the opportunity to sit down with Gilly for an extended interview to talk about his extraordinary career and all things cricket. We will, so make sure you tune into that a little later on, off script from 5. You can probably get that around about 7 o'clock tonight. But we will wrap up with a quick one. I'm not going to ask you who's going to win the World Cup. I'm going to ask you 30 seconds remaining. In light of your ambassadorial role for the University of Wollongong and celebration of all things education, who's the most intelligent cricketer you ever played with?
Right. That might be a contradiction there in that term alone. Most intelligent. I think I would say Stuart Clark wasn't a high-profile cricketer, but he studied at UOW as well. Corporate finance law. But Usman Khawaja, very, very intelligent man.
Listen, Gilly, can't thank you enough. All the best. Enjoy the rest of the time here in the UAE. Big thanks to you. Big thanks to all the team at the University of Wollongong in Dubai, and enjoy.
Thanks for having me.